All right, so this is our problem. When we flush this, well, first of all, it didn't even flush. So let's go ahead and put that down. Let's take a look at this. All right. So it looks like you turned the water off.
No, I didn't. Just touch the filter.
Oh. Oh, I see, yeah. All right, I see. So that's the problem. So this is a universal fill valve. We got to replace that.
Yeah.
I think once we replace that, we should be good. So when he flushes it, all the water runs out of the water closet, but this doesn't kick in and fill it up. So that's what we're gonna do. We'll let it fill up first, then we'll flush it out. We'll turn off the water down here, and then we'll take that one out and put the new one in. Now this is about a 1,000-year-old toilet, which is that's a bad. So when you get into something like this has probably not been worked on. So what I'm hoping is that we do get it shut off. If we don't get it shut off, we may have to go downstairs and turn the water off to 4 units. So let's cross our fingers and hope that we can just close that valve off. So now we filled it all the way up, and what we're gonna do is, can you grab that one out of there? We'll give us just a little bit more room. What we're gonna do is we're gonna go righty-tighty, lefty-loosey, and we're gonna close this valve off. Oh my God. Wow. That does not want to turn. Does not want to turn at all. Wow, that is so tight. That is not good news. Let's see if we can move it with some channel locks. Get some leverage on it and see if we can turn it one way or the other. What we don't want to do is fuck up this valve. Oh my God, look. It's breaking. That thing is cracking. This thing is from 1946. All right, it's snubbed into the wall here. And the valve we're unable to close that valve off. So what we're probably going to, because it's locked down in an open position, what we're probably going to have to do is turn off the water downstairs. That'll stop the water coming through here. Now we've got units 1, 2, 12, 11, and on that water supply. So it should be, we should be able to do it. It should be okay. So, man, that's not good. Look at that. See what happened there?
Yeah.
Put the channel locks on it, cracked it right in two. That thing is just locked open. So we don't want to fuck with it. Otherwise, we're gonna have to cut it off and bust through the wall, make sure we've got enough copper to get onto, cut it, put a shark bite on it, a flex hose that requires a trip to Home Depot. And yeah, that's gonna be, all right, so this is what happens when you're working with old shit. You gotta, it's, you gotta improvise. All right, so let's go see if we can find the water shut off. So you can see here's this valve right here goes to 4 different buildings. And what I've got to do is pull this down, and that's going to shut the water off. Now the water should be turned off when it's perpendicular to the flow line. So this line's running this way. I'm perpendicular at a 90-degree angle. That should be turning the water off. So now we're going to go back upstairs, and we're going to make sure by turning on our faucets. To make sure the water's off, we're going to go ahead and just turn on the faucet. And it should slowly but surely stop draining. I think that's both sides. Turn on the faucet here. It may take a while. That is not a good sign. That's just flowing like the son of a gun. So anyway, we're supposed to do the cold water line. So the cold water line is off. So this is off, all right? So come and jiggle this thing like you used to jiggle it. So when you do this, remember not to turn the hot water line on, the cold water line. That's what we shut off. All right, I think we're good. Now, how'd you jiggle that thing, see if anything happens? Nothing?
No.
All right, cool. All right, so now I think we can go ahead and replace this. So we got a replacement part. What we're gonna do is we're gonna use this Fluid Master universal toilet fill valve, which should be pretty much the exact same as this one. I mean, it's pretty simple to put in. We just got to screw it in the bottom, unhook the nut that's down here off of there, and then just plug it right through that hole. We're going to get some water dripping out of it, but you know, that's what's going to happen when you work with stuff like this. All right, so anyway, I just dropped my sunglasses. So what I got to do is I got to unscrew this, number one. Just get that off there. This is a copper pipe, so it would be better if we had like a flex pipe. And then I got to get this off of here. All right, so we're going to have some water maybe coming out of there. Shouldn't be much. But as soon as I get it off of there, we can go ahead and pull it out from the top. So that right there. All right, so let's give you a better view of it. We pop that off of there. Now this seeds right into this. And then here's our little thing that tightens it down to the water closet. And this is the thing that closes that on that universal flow valve knob. So this is the male and the female is down here. Both of these are females. And so that's what we've got to do. So we're going to screw this one onto the new one and then put that thing right up on it too. Hopefully it'll be okay. We're going to try it right now. Here we go. All right, so anyway, let's go ahead and get this out of the box. And it comes with all the parts that you need. I mean, it's got its own nut. It's got the catcher that goes onto the valve, but that's basically it. And you can adjust the height here. So by sliding this, and you can pull it, you know, you can unscrew it, make it longer, and then you just push this down and clamp it down. So what we're going to do is we're going to slide this in. We're going to pull that one out, slide this one in. Hopefully we don't get too much water dripping out. So if you look right here, there's the old one. Here's the new one. We got to slide it right in that hole, and then we've got to try to articulate with that copper pipe with that little bit of male end on it, which is going to be inserted right inside of there. Okay? That's how it's going to work. Cross your fingers. We'll see what happens. So there's some water in there, and it's going to spill out, so I'm going to get a towel. To catch this water, we're just going to put this towel here, and so when I pull this out, it's going to come off of there. Watch, you'll see as I lift it up, see how the water's coming out? So I'm just going to go ahead and pull this out. First I'm going to take this off, and I'm just going to pull it out. Bam, done. And that's it. So we're going to have some drippy drip here, but there's nothing we can do about that. All right, so let's take a look at the bottom of this one. This one's fully open. So I've got to get it right through that hole there. See that? Now I've got to check and see if I've got enough room on this one, because it's got this piece here. And I think that's a water restrictor. And I think I might be able to pull that out of there. And then we should be okay. The key thing is that we want to make sure that this snub is about the exact same as this one. And we're very close, so we should be good. If you notice, there's no water restrictor in this one, so we got to pull the water restrictor out of there. Otherwise, they can't get it on this old thing here. So that's what we're going to have to do. Okay, so we borrowed some needle nose pliers from the, because I brought every tool but needle nose. So let's see if we can get this out of here. Bam, look at that. Water restrictor removed. Now this bad boy should be ready to rock. I actually could just put it in this way. No, we're going to leave it out. We're going to leave that bad boy out. Now we're going to shove this baby through right here. See the hole? We're going to put that right through that hole. We want it facing this way, okay? See how this is? And we've got a hose somewhere. All right, so anyway, let's go ahead and just shove the hose on now. You know what I mean? Because it's harder to get it on once you put it in the thingamabob. All right, so now we got our hose on. Now we're going to bring it straight down, and I've got to get that pipe thing inside there, like that. That's it, man. Bam, done. Now let me show you a little closer so you can see it. So check it out. So now we're in there, and now all I've got to do is tighten all that stuff in the bottom up, turn the water on, and see how much leak we get. Cross your fingers, right? So we're going to get down here. This is not too wet. I'm going to turn it this way because that side's not too wet. And what we've got to do is tighten that bolt across here, right? And then we're going to go ahead and bring this up and tighten. We're going to bring this up and tighten that collar. So that's what we're going to do next. Look up there. We're going to bring this up first, because and we're going to hold it up top, and then we're going to go righty-tighty, lefty-loosey, right? We've already spilled water on our lens. Let me fix that. Okay, good. So I'm holding it up top, and now I'm just turning this. And I really want to get a good turn on it. You could just hand tighten it, but you may put some channel locks on it, just to give it that extra little twist. This is a tight spot getting under here, so it's kind of a pain in the butt. Let's see which way were we going. We're going this way, so let's go ahead and get a grab on it and give it a little twist. Oh, such a pain in the ass to get under here. There we go. All right, here we go. Okay. Let's feel how steady it is up there. Pretty good. All right, now let's bring our coupling up. Let's get it on there. Just screw it up. Tighten that bad boy down. And this thing's going to turn when you do that. So you got to get your hand in here and just kind of hold it. And then just get that on there tight. You want that tight. Get this tighter. Yeah, here we go. All right, let me show you. There. So now we want to make sure this is tight and this is tight. Otherwise we get a leak from the water closet, which we don't want, right? So we may put the channel locks on that bad boy and just tighten it up just a little bit if we have to, right? There we go. Oh, that's just turning this up here. So gotta keep that there. I have to hold that while I turn this. All right, so we're gonna do that. All right, so I said I gotta hold this while I'm turning this. So I want this I want this to be tight. Yeah, I think that might be it there. I don't know if we're gonna get any tighter. Okay. All right. So that's that. Now, let's see if we can, that should work. I'm gonna put that in there. All right, so this thing is what you use to connect the hose on there, right? And so this has a little clip on it here. Kind of separates. So you gotta get that on here. If I can get it to open. Push that down. And then this tube here comes up. It squirts right down in that fill valve, from that universal fill valve into this. All right, so there we go. Now the question is, when we turn the water back on, are we gonna have a leak? That is the question. That's the $1 million or $40 question. So let's take a look at it. We might tighten it down a little bit more. Before I turn the water on, what I'm gonna do is we're gonna put a little bit of water in here, and Raj is gonna get down there. He's gonna look. You know, you gotta go underneath. You're gonna look under the tank and tell me if you see any water coming out. Okay. You ready?
Nope.
Don't see anything?
Nope.
Nothing?
No.
You sure?
I'm sure.
Okay. Well, that's a good sign. That means that we've got a seal on the tank. Now the question is, do we have a good seal on this? That's the key thing. So that's what we're gonna find out when I turn the water on. Sent Roger downstairs to turn the water on, and now we're just gonna see if we get any leaks from this. Cross your fingers. We'll know when the water goes on because I've got the sink open. This is the key right here. If we get a leak there.
Okay, Tom.
Okay, turn it on. It takes a little. Okay. All right, here comes the water. I don't see any leakage yet. Looks pretty good. Let's see. Yep, filling up. Any leak here? Looks good, Raj. I'm going to do the hand test. Feeling all around here. I do not feel any liquid. Nothing down here either. So that seems to be good. So I think we may be okay. You know what I mean? Jelly bean? All right. right, looks like we did a good job on that. Let's see what's going on up here. All right, so that's working. Let's go ahead and turn this off. All right, let's give it a test and see if it runs. This is our first try. Ready? So far, so good. I think we're okay. There she is, filling up. All right, so let's take another gander here. Give it a chance to prove us wrong. Looks okay. Don't see anything up near the top. I don't feel any water. I think we're good. I think we did a pretty good job with some old stuff. I mean, this building was built in 1946, so that pipe may have been there since then. And that means you have to have a toilet that's exactly that length. Otherwise, you're cutting that all off. You know what I mean? And you can see what happened here. That's what happens when you try to work on old stuff. Not good. Not good at all. All right, I think we did a good job on this one. If you like this video, subscribe to my channel. Check out my other awesome videos where I show you how to do stuff like this. Peace out.